Hey guys, if you have a Detroit 12.7 or 14 liter and you have a stumble while your truck is idling, now it feels like all of your injectors are firing, but you feel like one of the injectors is just not firing completely. You're thinking, oh, my injector's clogged up, or or my cylinder, I need a valve adjustment or something. You're thinking something is wrong. You feel the stumble, okay? This is one of the quickest ways to diagnose what is going on with the Freightliner Century with the Detroit motor. Even if you're thinking about buying a Freightliner and you haven't bought it yet, you'll want to do this 100% before you go buy it and negotiate the price, okay? So the truck's idling right now, and I'm going to show you exactly what's going on. The truck has a stumble. All the injectors are replaced, the O-rings are replaced, all that stuff. Let me grab my high-powered flashlight right now, okay? Now, you see right now, you don't see bubbles. You do not see the bubbles in the fuel when you shine the flashlight in. Now I'm going to raise the idle and we're going to look back in the fuel tank. And you hear how it's idling. Okay, listen to the front. It sounds pretty good. If you were to touch here, touch the tire, it feels smooth. It feels like a good idle. If you lay in the bunk, at first it feels pretty good, but eventually you start to really notice the stumble when you're sleeping, and that stumble actually throws off the rhythm of the engine. It increases the noise when you're in the bunk trying to sleep when you're idling the engine. The winter's coming up. This is something you don't want. Another thing you want to check for is to make sure your fuel lines are not leaking or anything like that. If you have a cracked fuel line, that could also add air to the fuel system and it would end up coming out in your tank. So just keep that in mind. I think I have an injector O-ring seating problem where the compression is blowing past and getting into the fuel rail inside the cylinder head, and I think that's the problem. But it could easily be a fuel line. Most of the fuel lines are replaced on this truck, so I don't really think it's the fuel line, but I'm definitely going to investigate that as well. I'm going to try an injector cutout test and see if I notice a difference with the bubbles as I cut out the injectors one by one manually. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to determine what injector is doing this, and then I will have to go from there and replace the O-rings on the injector again, and possibly add probably the graphite seal at the bottom and the big fat O-ring on the top, the extra O-rings that you can get for the Detroit 60 injectors. So thanks for watching. Until next time.